Okay, so yesterday was a mess. So what you guys seen, excuse my dusty thing, but I'm trying not to like have a breakdown, y'all, because when I tell you I am overwhelmed with so many things in my life. So obviously we got the car. So I got the car, cleaned out his car, showed you guys all of that. It was a couple days that had gone past. I don't even think I told you guys my car, this car, okay? I ended up getting 2 flat tires. I ended up getting not two, what am I talking about? God. I ended up getting 2 nails in my tire. So, and this is the second time that I've gotten nails in my tire and had to get my tires done. And if you know anything about tires, they're not cheap. And it ain't like you can always just get one, right? So that's more money. I took my car up to Discount Tires last week. I want to say maybe Friday or so, Thursday, Friday, I don't know. And at first, they were going to be able to patch up the tire, right? Patch up the hole. Because I went up there earlier last week. My tire pressure came on, went up there, had them put air in it. Next day, tire pressure light came back on. Went back up there. They said, you got a nail in your tire. Great. So he takes the car back. And at first they told me they can go ahead and patch it up. When they took the tire off, you have 2 nails. And because the position of where the second nail is, we can't patch that up. We have to replace the whole tire. Great. You should get at least 2 tires. No, you should get 4 tires. 4 tires. Because my other tires, they're not due to be changed or replaced yet, but they will be. So might as well just knock it out now. Of course, great. So I'm like, what the hell? So I didn't have the money to replace 2 tires. So I said, put the spare on. And I'm trying to just, just find the good in the situation, not freak out. I'm like, you know what? Perfect timing. We got, Josiah's car. Great. I'll have to drive that car for the time being. So I have them put the spare on. Great. Take the car back to my house. I'm like, let's just put, Big Red away a little bit until we get the tire fixed. Great. Driving Josiah's car. Couple days go past. Yesterday. Okay. He had practice yesterday. He had football training yesterday. Came back. On our way back home, the car started smoking. I look in the back. I'm looking at the car. I'm looking at smoke. Then I look at the front. Smoke. I'm like, what the hell? We pull over. We all get nervous. We pull over, and we open up the hood or whatever. We notice oil is leaking. Oil is leaking. I mean, trickling. Like it was like a fucking nosebleed. I'm like, what? I just took that when you got that day. Well, in previous clips that you guys seen, obviously in this video, I had got the you guys knew I got the oil changed and inspection and all that. That was what, like maybe I should have kept going straight. That was what's today? Today is Monday, the 19th, 20th, I think, the 20th. That was maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I got the oil change. Why is the oil change leaking out? I'm like, I don't need this. So I call the tow people, call roadside assistance, which pay attention, y'all. I know it's a lot. I know. Just stay with me. Call the tow people. Oh, they got my car. I know they probably like, whose car is this? Call the tow people and had them tow the car to the place I'm about to go now. That I got the oil change. So I had to take my car Mind you, we riding on a donut right now, okay? AKA a spare. This damn pressure light is still on because of the spare. But I'm about to go up here. I had the tow people take the car up to the tow place because I don't know if we can drive it or not. Hell, it may not be no oil in the damn car. So I'm about to go up here, just drop the Mara off. I'm about to go up here and say, hey, like, what happened? What did y'all do? Mind you, I have gotten serviced from them many times. That's the only place I go to get my car serviced. My mom gets her cars there serviced, so I've never had any issues with them. So I don't understand what the hell happened and why oil is leaking, but I pray to God that they do not charge me to fix this, because number one, it's been less than a week, and number two, I ain't got no money. So I am hoping to God that they fix this car for free, because otherwise we are SOL, and I don't have the time, the patience, or anything else for any other mishaps. Okay? I'm gonna call y'all back and let y'all know what's going on. I hope I still have my mind together.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
Wanted to come on here and sit down and talk to you guys for a second to kind of wrap up what's been going on with this whole car. Okay, when I tell y'all I'm exhausted, I am exhausted 100% mentally, about 85% physically. I'm just wore out. I'm wore out, and to be honest, I am trying my very best not to break down. So this video, or this vlog, was going to be short. It probably still is, I don't know, but it was going to be short. It was going to be about the excitement of my son getting his first car and all of the things, right? In the very beginning of this video, I started off by showing you guys me getting it registered, me going to clean it out for him, all that good stuff, right? And I think that was going to be it. It was going to be a very short video. But then over the course of the last couple of weeks, not even couple of weeks, I take it back, not a couple of weeks, because it's only been a week. It's only been a week since we've had the car in our possession. But from the time I recorded that stuff that you guys seen in the beginning of this video till now, when was that? It was a week. It's been a week. Within a week, we went from being excited, washing the car, cleaning the car out for him, getting the stickers, getting things zhuzhed up for him, to what you guys just seen. Okay, the car is not even drivable anymore. And I'm gonna try my best not to say what I really want to say, because I know my son doesn't really like to, be talked about or seen on the vlogs anymore now that he's getting older. So I kind of, try not to tell his business. I don't know if any of his friends from school watch this, or even the person who sold us this car watches this, right? So I don't want to cause any major problems by me saying what I really want to say. So I'm going to try to be respectful, but just know that I'm very pissed. I'm very, very pissed about this car. I think I said it in the previous clips, but I'll just give a brief rundown of how we got this car. The car is a 2006 not Mazda. I have a Mazda. It's a 2006 Acura MDX. The car is 20 years old. My son's friend, a friend who he's known for since they've been in middle school. My son got it from his friend. His friend sold it to him for a really good deal, because the car obviously is 20 years old. It's paid off, And my son's friend wanted to get his own truck, so he was willing to sell the car to Josiah, my son. My son really wanted this car. He really wanted to get it. And I agreed because it's, first of all, it's a car that's paid off. He doesn't have to worry about a car note. He's only 17 right now. It'll be good for him to get a used car. He doesn't need anything fancy. He definitely doesn't need a car note, all of that, right? It'll definitely help with his sports and him, wanting to go to work. And he now has a job. I, didn't mention that. We just found out a couple days ago, my son got his first real job. So that is wonderful news. So, he now has a job, and it'll definitely help out me as far as having to always have to drive him everywhere, pick him up for practices, take him to this place and this place. It'll really help, right? And of course, I knew that because he's 17, I would have to get the title transferred over into my name, and put him on my insurance until he's able to carry his own policy. So I knew that, but this was under the agreement between me and my son that, he was going to be financially responsible for his car. He was going to give me half for, his insurance portion. Because, of course, when you add somebody to your insurance, it goes up. So he knew that, we kind of estimated and did the numbers, how much he would need to make every month, on top of having to pay his friend the amount that they agreed upon, right? So we worked out those numbers, had a thorough conversation. My son was in agreement. Cool. We transferred the car over to my name, me and his mom. Transferred the car over into my name. This is what's today's February. February. My God, this is how exhausted I am mentally. Today is April 22nd. We transferred the title, I think it's sometime last month in March. Yeah, I think sometime in March. Maybe the beginning of April, but I think in March. One of those. No, it was March. It was like the end of March. Yeah. It was the end of March. So almost a month ago. So we did that. The car since then had still been at my son's friend's house, because they needed to clean out the car and all that stuff, and she was going to let me know when it's ready. Cool. Finally got the car, went over to his friend's house last week, April 15th, literally a week ago. Last Wednesday, went over there, finally got the car, picked it up, took it back to the house. Only thing that was told to us was that it needed to have a oil change. The mom just got a tire. Everything else is fine. Cool. No, I did not get an inspection. My mom says I got to take some accountability for that because we should have got it inspected. Me personally, I understand how life works. I understand that, you can't really trust anybody. You should get, things in writing and all of that. Although I did tell my son that he should get in writing the agreement upon what he was going to pay his son. But inspection before we actually agreed to get the car, I didn't. Only because, again, my son has known him since he was in middle school. I've known of his mother, since then, because they were kind of besties, or like really, 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 really cool friends. So being honest, I just didn't feel the need to get an inspection because I was going off of her word, right? And I feel like in a perfect world, you should be able to go off somebody's word who you are close to or who you know, right? Now, if it's a complete stranger, then yes. Check behind yourself. But I felt like, I know his friend. I know his mom. We communicate, have conversations about different things from time to time. Him and my son are always hanging out. Okay. So I really did not think to get an inspection. I really didn't. Right. And I'm sure a lot of people have done that. You may have gotten something from a family member, very, very, very close friend, hell, even a lover or whatever, because you don't think they're going to steer you wrong, right? Got the car. First thing, we find out when I got an inspection, because I needed to get a sticker, right? Got an inspection last Thursday. Let's see. We got the car last Wednesday, the 15th. I think the 16th is when I got the car inspected to get an inspection. I had asked, the mom if she got an inspection. She said, yeah, but there was no paperwork. So whatever, I went to get the inspection. Got the inspection. That was the same day I got the sticker. I think the next day I went to get the inspection. I can't remember. I went up there to get the inspection and they came back and told me, yeah, it had to be that same day. So I got the inspection done. And of course, where I go, and I believe most mechanic places do this, but where I go, they do the inspection, or you want to get an oil change, they do those things, but they also check other things for you, right? So that's what they did. And they came back and told us that we needed brake pads and we needed rotors and we needed a steering wheel service and some other things. It was about maybe $600. I was like, what? So had a conversation with the mom. I would just say we didn't get into it, but I disagreed with her answer. She stated that, her sister changed the pads. I talked me and her sister and the mom end up all talking. She felt like there didn't need to be any brakes or pads changed, yada, yada, yada. And I made it clear, I just wanted to get a second opinion because I don't want my son or me driving and I told you guys, or I think I showed you guys, but at the time, I had 2 nails in my tires, so I was going to be driving that car until I was able to get the money to fix my tires. So I'm like, I don't want me or my son to get stuck on the road or something happen. So I just want to make sure, because this is what they're saying. They felt like, the mechanics were trying to get over on us. Okay, fine. I took it to another mechanic, mechanic that got work done, that did work on my mom's car before. Took it to them, said the same thing. 2 mechanics. So I'm just like, okay, well, this needs to be done. Me and my son went back and told his friend. His friend was in agreement with his mom, felt like they were trying to get over on us. And I'm just like, okay. So we kept that in mind, right? The second mechanic said, you can still drive it. It's fine, but eventually you'll need to get it changed. Okay, fine. So then we were going to go with the second mechanic because they were a little cheaper. So we're like, okay, fine. We can still drive. He said, you can still drive. It's fine. You're not going to, and it's not a hazard. And that was my only thing. I just want to make sure it wasn't a hazard if we continue to drive. So then, today is Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? No, today's Tuesday. What's today? Today's Tuesday. I don't even fucking know. I think today's Wednesday. Sunday, me and my son are coming from practice from his football training, and all of a sudden the car started smoking. This is why I really got to get into my content creating bag, because I forget to vlog some things. Because I should have vlogged that. But again, my son was with me. He don't like me telling his business and stuff, and he don't like to really be in the camera. So I instantly, when I'm with my son, I don't really try to record because I know he don't want to be a part and he gonna start tripping. But I noticed that the back of the car was smoking. I'm like, why is it smoking? Then I noticed the front is smoking. I'm like, what the hell? It's me, my son, and my daughter. I'm like, what is all this? Mind you, we've only had the car in our possession at this point. This was Sunday. We got the car last Wednesday. So what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. So we pull over. Mind you, this is about maybe 7 o'clock p.m., 7:30. It's getting late. It's a little bit cold outside. We're pulled over. So luckily we was able to pull over out of traffic and stuff like that. So we pull over. We open up the hood. Smoke and stuff coming out, and then my son noticed it was leaking. Oil was leaking at the bottom. We're like, what? And it's like a burnt red looking color. Mind you, I just got the oil changed. I said, I know this is not the damn oil I just paid to get changed. We had to tow. I had to call my insurance. We had to tow the car to the car place that I just got the oil from. Went back up there that morning, say, hey, this is what happened. Can y'all check this out? Like, what's going on? I just brought this car up here. What ended up happening was the transmission line broke from the radiator. So now he needs a new radiator, transmission fluid, some other services along with all the radiator, all of that, $862. $862. So $862 plus $600, you do the math. Mind you, this is over what my son agreed to pay his friend for this car. So we've only had this car for a week. And already my son has to spend, $1,500, 862 plus $600. What's that, 100? I'm not good at math. $114 or so. That's way over. Okay, not way over. I should say a little bit over than what he agreed to pay my son. Than what my son agreed to pay his friend for this car. I'm hot. Pissed off, okay? Pissed off to capacity. But that's not even it. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So this was yesterday that he told us this. So the guy is telling me, okay, well, if you want to just top it off, which is putting the transmission fluid to get it going, we can do that. And then you guys can come back for the rest. Now, mind you, the way I understood and the way he explained to me, I thought we only had, he said the top off, the transmission top off was $69.99. How I thought he explained it. See, one thing about me, especially when it comes down to money, I always make sure I understand what needs to be done and how much it costs. That's my end goal. How much do I need to pay for you to do what I need you to do? So in this situation, how much do I need to pay for you to get this car running? Okay. He said the top off was $69.99. I asked him, I said, so if I do the top off for $69.99, I said, that means you guys will put the transmission fluid in there. I said, now because the line broke, if you put the transmission fluid, mind you, I'm not a car connoisseur. I don't know how this goes. I'm just trying to say what I feel like I understand. If you put the transmission fluid in there, is it like a hole still in? I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, right? Girl math, a girl scenario, whatever. There's a pipe or there's a, I don't know what they call a tube. You pour transmission fluid in there, boom. That's what I'm thinking. If you're telling me there was some parts that ripped apart, I'm thinking you're going to pull the transmission fluid in the tube, but there's holes and it can still leak. So I'm like, so is it still holes in there? No, we'll patch it up. It'll be like it never happened. You can still ride around. It'll be good. You guys can just come back. I said, so if I do the top off for $69.99, that'll get us driving. I said, is this locally? We can only drive. Because again, I'm thinking there's holes in it. In the tube, if you top me off, there's still holes in it. But then the way you're explaining, you're going to fix those holes to where it's not leaking. I said, so does that mean we can only drive low? No, you can drive, wherever, it'll be as if nothing ever happened. And then you guys can come back and get the rest of the services done. I said, okay, cool. I said, I can't do the I literally said this. I can't do the $862, but we can do the $69.99. Cool. What time you guys close? I'll be up there later to pay you guys for it. And then you guys can do the work and I'll pick it up tomorrow, which would have been today. Okay. Literally said, I can only do $69.99. I'm rushing to get up there. He explaining the same things to me. I bring my son in because I'm like, this is your car. You need to understand what's going on with your car. He explaining it to us, showing us pictures, Okay, great. He puts the car reader up there so for me to pay. I'm looking on the screen. He got $862. So I thought I was just paying the $69.99, of course, plus tax. The $69.99. He looks at me. He says, as if he's irritated that he explained all of this and I'm not understanding. So that further irritated me because you're looking at me as if, oh my God, I just explained all this shit and she don't get it. What does she mean? She only thought she paying $69.99. So that automatically also irritated me because don't look at me crazy because, sir, I told you what I could do. So he goes and do it again. Then he bring up another picture showing me the ins and out pipes. Your end pipe is broken or gone. And there's a lot of rust around. Now, mind you, before that, before I hung up the phone with him earlier yesterday, I asked him, I said, hey, by chance, were you guys able to look at the car and can you tell me if the parts have the parts been changed or anything, or has there not been any services done on the car? I said, because, there just seems to be some discrepancies from the previous owner. And I feel like there hasn't been any maintenance done with the car, hence why there's so many issues. And yes, I do understand the car is 20 years old. I do understand that. However, because it's old, you would think that continuous maintenance will continue to be had on the car because it's older. You have to continue keeping maintenance done on it. He said, looking at the car, it does look like either there's a lot of rust around the parts. He said usually parts are like, metal and shiny and all that. You don't see any of that. A lot of the parts are rusted and they have some of these parts have not been changed at all or have not been changed in a long time. I said, thank you. That's exactly what I felt, right? Okay, fast forward to the story. So he's telling me the ins and out parts is this out part is gone, this tube is gone, it's rusted, you can't screw it back on. And I'm just like, but I said, so I said, okay, well, if you were expecting me to pay $862, then what other services need to be done then? That's all the services. He's talking about transmission service and fluid. There's more services needing to be done on top of the $862. I'm thinking that I'm just like, this is my thing. I'm literally telling him, when it comes down to money, I make it very clear what you need to expect or what's going to come out of my pocket. If I'm telling you on the phone, I can only do $69.99. You should have stopped me there and said, sir, you should have said, ma'am, I just want to reiterate and be clear. The $69.99 is part of the $862 amount. That's part of it. It's not just $69.99 to get the car running. No, that is just for the top off. You still need to get everything done. So basically, you have to pay $862 for this car to run. That's what you should have said to me. I'm completely blown. I'm completely pissed. I'm ready to cause a tornado in that motherfucking shop. I said, all right, I got it. I said, and so now, because there's no transmission fluid in the car can't move. Car can't move. Great. So now my car cannot move. Okay, great. He said, don't drive the car, don't move it, not even 2 miles, 3 miles, don't drive it because it's just going to leak it. Dude, shut up. Don't advise me of shit. So I said, okay, well, I will have to call to set up a tow to get this car towed back to my house. Mind you, I'm overly heated. I'm boiling. I told my son, you don't need to pay him shit. Your friend shit. I'm not trying not to say what I want to say, but that's my opinion. Because there's no way, there's no logical way you expect and think it's okay to be paid a certain amount, but we haven't even had the car at that time for a week, and my son is already out of $1,400 over what he was going to pay you. Mind you, there's no paperwork of any services that you guys have gotten done on the car. So I don't know when the last time you did anything, but I'm expecting not to believe these mechanics because they're trying to get over on us. Well, there's no paperwork to prove what you've done either. So we're SOL. So today, took my son to the orthodontist, called the car place just to make sure everything is good for me to pick up the car. They put the car on the side of the building. So whenever you're ready, go ahead. Called my insurance. Now, mind you, I just changed from State Farm to Geico. State Farm wanted tons of money for me to add my son. I said, you can go to hell. So I canceled my policy with them. Had them for years since I started driving. So I went to Geico. Geico had a little bit more, but they were reasonable. And of course, this is only until my son can take over his own policy, which I thought it was 18, but Geico said as long as he's 17 with an active license, he can take over his policy. So when he gets his license in August, you getting up off my policy, sir. Get your own. So I'm like, okay, we'll pay this amount for our policy, and he's going half anyway, and so for the next 4 months, and then you off. So cool. We'll bite the bullet. Called my insurance to file another claim for a tow. Well, ma'am, you can't get a tow if the car is at the place that you originally dropped off the tow. You originally dropped off the car, unless the car got maintenanced. If the car got maintenanced or serviced, then you would submit the service or the receipt or whatever, and then they can tow the car. So you mean to tell me that I can't even tow this car under my insurance because it didn't get any maintenance or any service? The car can't move. Unfortunately, I don't have $862 laying around to fix a car. So the towing service that I have added to my insurance that I pay for every month, you mean to tell me I can't access that service because the car is still at the same place because nothing happened to it? The way that I just wanted to say, fuck that car, y'all can keep it. I don't care. There was definitely tears. I hung up the phone. I said, okay, lady, bye. I hung up because I was so over it. I was so over it. I said, so you mean to tell me I have to call and pay for an outside tow to get this car towed down the fucking street? Unfortunately, ma'am, yes. Bitch, bye. Called the towing. I was against it. I was gonna leave the car there, being honest. I know that's maybe I didn't care. When I tell you the hell that we have been through since we have gotten this car, at this point, I didn't give a fuck what happened to that car. I didn't care what that car place did to that car, what they would do to that car. I don't care. It's paid off. I don't care. It ain't like I'm gonna owe anything on. I don't care. You junk it, trash it. I don't care. At this point, it's trash. We were sold a lemon at this point. So I called my mom, the voice of reason. She's like, you gotta calm down, Nay. Just call and see how much towing is. Mind you, I've only known towings to be over $250. So I'm even more upset because I'm like, I gotta pay $250 or over that to go down the street. So I called this local tow place. The guy was really nice. He seemed like he was an old school guy. When I tell you his truck was, I think you guys seen a clip or a picture or whatever by now. He was an old school guy, but he was really, really nice. The towing was very inexpensive. Altogether, it was $87. $87. Perfect. Loved it. He was great. We needed to move it into my garage because I could not keep it out on the apartment complex policy because that car is not registered to this apartment. Only my car is. Tried to get it registered here, but apparently my apartment complex, it's only one car per leaseholder, and I'm the only one on this lease. When I tell you, I think somebody trying to get me. Somebody is trying to get me because the hell that I have been going through for whatever reason, who did I piss off that I'm not aware of? I don't understand. The Lord got me blocked because he is not answering any of my calls. So I'm just like, okay, great. So I would have had to get a carport because I already have a garage. Well, clearly. But I'm not paying for another garage. The garage is $100. Not doing that. Got a carport. Or wanted to get a carport. Call them. Well, can I get a carport? Oh, we don't have any available. Bitch! Okay. Excuse my language. When I tell you every single door, every single, nope, can't go in through here. See when they, nope, you can't go through here either. Oh, sorry, you thought you had one. Can't go through here either. Every fucking door has closed. This is not even my car. I got my own shit I gotta go through on my car. So I had to push the car in my garage. The reason why I wanted a carport and I was hesitant in putting the car in my garage was because me and my son will go driving, do Amazon Flex or whatever. And it's hard to find parking at night. It's very hard to find parking. So I didn't want to have to park all over yonder when I can just either park in my garage. It's very hard to park in front of my home. So I usually park in the garage at night. So we end up towing the car back to the house. Mind you, and I don't think that I have told you guys this yet, but I am currently on FMLA for my job. Surprise! I am currently on FMLA for my job. Y'all know I've been stressed and all the things. I don't think I told y'all this yet. I don't even think I told y'all. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't even think I told you guys I was trying to enroll, but I was trying to file for FMLA, but I did. I've been on FMLA since March 25th of last month. So it's going on a month. I've been so backed up with vlogs and stuff, so I didn't even tell you guys yet, but I'm on FMLA right now. So the stress, I'm supposed to be not stressing right now, right? And I'll get more into the FMLA and how all that worked out, probably on another vlog, because I've been meaning to talk to you guys about, how I want to switch up my content style on this channel to really start getting this channel viewed and looked at and followed, and just to really get this page going, because it's well overdue. My channel is not, I don't have the views at all on this channel like I want to. And this is a channel where I upload more than I do on my other channel. So I really need to put more effort into this channel. And I was thinking about changing up the style and the kind of content I will post on this channel. It will be more direct style form of content, something very specific when I upload a specific content idea. So for instance, my son, and I know I'm getting off track, but my son wants to learn how to meal prep. So I was going to, do a video about meal prepping, teenage meal prepping, and, something very direct, right? Not just random clips of me doing whatever, right? Because I don't do enough in my life for me to just be talking about anything. So I said, well, and then YouTube is a search engine. People watch YouTube for specific reasons. They want to learn something, right? Unless you are somebody unless you have built a big audience and they will watch you for anything, like for instance, Sarah Ray, you guys all know I always talk about her. I will watch her for any reason, right? It's not just the initial, and what's crazy, she's known for her fashion content. Hold on. Hey guys. Okay, so I know the last clip First of all, it's a whole different scene, right? I think I had somebody call me and I had to end where I was talking. I think I was talking about the changes I wanted to make on this channel, and I was talking about my fave, Sarah Ray. But now it's been like maybe a day or two later, so I can't really remember where and exactly what I was talking about. But make a long story short, this car, well, not my car, I'm in my car now. Crazy enough, there was some more shit that happened with my car, not even the tire. When I tell you this last week, come on, son, come on. I hope this is the Lord telling me it's gonna get better, because Jesus. When I tell you this last week and a half with me in cars have been horrible, okay? Listen, I am so traumatized by this situation. I had a dream yesterday that because our complex, our apartment complex is doing all these different changes. They're under new management. Does anybody else complex change management like they change draws? Okay. They're under new management. So I'm seeing all these different people doing all these different things around the complex. So in my dream, I'm so traumatized. In my dream, I literally thought that management opened my garage and towed the car out of the garage because, and I think I told you guys this too, I tried to get a carport, but they didn't have any available, right? And so I can't park that car out in the parking lot, you know, because it'll get towed. The car is not, I told you guys this, the car is not registered to my apartment. It only allows one policy holder on the lease, and I'm the only one that's on the lease. So, which means pretty much I can only have one car. So, they didn't have any carports. I'll be able to keep it on the parking lot if it's parked under a carport that's registered to me. So I keep it in the garage. I thought because the car is not registered on the property, I thought they went into the garage and towed that bitch, okay? I am so traumatized by this situation, you gotta understand. So that is that, right? Now, yesterday, I had or day before yesterday, I think it was like 2 days ago from the last clip that you guys seen. I had a phone call, I think, and then I forgot. And I had a phone call, and then I think some other shit happened that day. So I was like, you know what? I am over this. So yesterday, okay, today is Friday. Yeah, because I think I talked to you guys on Wednesday when I was explaining in the last clip. So then Thursday, yesterday, right? Yesterday, Thursday. I was driving my car. I told you guys I had issues with my tire. I had 2 nails. Got that fixed, right? Got that fixed a couple days ago. Thank you, Jesus. Moms are great. So I got it fixed and we're good. So we got one good working car. I'm driving, and all of a sudden this comes on. I was like, who did I piss off that is haunting my life right now? Who did I did wrong? Is Jesus pissed off at me? What did I do? Is he not happy with me? Something is going on because I cannot catch a break to save my mother effing life. I was like, come on, I don't have the time for this. Like, I'm not a car person. Why all of a sudden cars wants to just break down and have issues with me? Why we got beef? Why do me and cars have beef? I don't understand. I was just like, you know what? Jesus, take the wheel. Literally, take this bitch. I'm done. Take it. I'll walk. So I'm just like, this can't be real life. So I was like, okay, I'm reading my little manual, right? Okay, because I don't really, you know, I'll Google before I read a goddamn manual, car manual. But I said, let me read my car manual. And it said that either there could be a coolant leak, some kind of disconnection in wiring or something, or a coolant leak where I don't have any more coolant. Me personally, I said to myself, I think it's because I was running the engine all day. I was driving all day yesterday. I don't even think I turned the car off since I turned it on. Like, I just been keeping it running because I've been doing stuff yesterday. And so I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's why, and I think that's why I overheated. So when that came on, I turned the car off. I let it cool down for like maybe 30 minutes. And then when I started it back on, the light went off. So I'm like, okay. And then it did not come back on the next day, or the rest of the day yesterday. So I told my mom, and I'm breaking down. My mom, just can't do it. Just keep on, just all right. Just can't do it. Like a laugh, right? And so I'm telling my son, he's already frustrated about his car, and then now, you know, he's worried about my car. And so I'm just like, oh my God, I don't understand. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going home. I picked him up from school, picked Amara up from daycare. I parked my car and I went in the freaking house. I didn't even want to go back to the car place that I went to for my son's car because I was over them at that point, right? Not saying I'm not going to ever do business with them, but just in this moment, I don't want, because like I've already went up there about Josiah's car having issues. I done got it towed there and back, right? Me and the guy had a disconnection with what was expected as far as payment. I'm like, I don't want to deal with y'all. And then I come back up there pretty much needing y'all help again with my car. Like, no, I'm not going to be looking crazy and stupid and you're not going to laugh in my face. I'm just going to go to another car place, the same brand or same company, but in a different location, because I just didn't want to run into that guy again, and I don't want to deal with it. So this day. This is Friday. Just came from there. He said everything was cool. He said you have coolant, everything is fine. You don't need a diagnostic test, and that was only needed if something else was wrong that they couldn't really see. But he said your coolant is fine, your coolant levels are fine, your diagnostic test is fine. I know that I need my windshield wiper fluid tube thingamajig fixed. I've been on that. That's just not on my list to fix right now. Like, I'm not going to be paying $100. I don't listen. I can either wash my windows with the liquid fluid or whatever at the gas station, or get a car wash, you know, or if anything, spray some glass cleaner. I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars for you to fix a tube right now. That's not on my mind. So he said, other than that, since you already know that needs to be fixed, then everything else is fine. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. So I said, well, could it have been I was, you know, running my engine all day yesterday and it just overheated? He said, yeah, more than likely. I'm like, okay, great. So everything is fine. I don't need nothing done to this car. Thank you, Jesus. Praise the Lord. I am over vehicles right now. In a moment, I am about to get a bike, okay? And I mean, the bike can be used for several reasons. Exercise purposes, nothing wrong with improving your health, okay? And gas, okay? Don't need no gas. Because at this point, I'm over cars. You would have thought I was just a mechanic this week. Like, why am I dealing with this issue? I'm on my way back home. I'm about to go lay down. I need to do some more editing. I think I'm actually caught up with my videos. Before this video, I posted Amara's her 7th birthday video. So I'm actually caught up. I just need to edit this video that you guys are currently watching, and I should be good. And then after that, as I was trying to explain, I want to change the content style a little bit on this channel and be more directive in what I want to post. So I could just start getting the views, because at the end of the day, like I was saying yesterday or the day before, YouTube is a search engine, right? YouTube is, I think this is what I was trying to say before I cut off the conversation. YouTube is a search engine, so people look at YouTube primarily for research and information. So you want to post things that is informational for people. And I know a lot of people talk about, you know, a niche and things like that, but still, a niche is still something that people can find out information on and be relatable. So even if your niche is fashion, if you specifically, like I do, or like I used to, I'll be honest, because I have been doing it lately. But if your niche is fashion and you are a plus size woman, your specific niche is plus size fashion. So you would want to post specific videos that dedicate to plus size women, and specifically because it's very hard, we all know as plus size women, it is very hard for us to find clothing. So posting videos specifically about where you can find plus size clothing, you know, or details on sizing and things of that nature. All of that, if you post videos being very specific about what you're looking for, being very specific and helping somebody else, then more than likely you will gravitate to a bigger audience, right? So I am just trying to work on doing that for this channel and my channel, my fashion channel. And I think, and this is where I was talking about with Sarah Ray, once you build a bigger platform and a bigger audience, then you can start posting whatever content. Because now you have your core base people who is willing to support you in whatever you post, right? So you can start throwing in those random vlogs and random, content, different content videos that has nothing to do with your main niche. I'm going to say leash. Because you now have an audience and they're willing to watch you. You have now gained their trust. You have now gained their interest, and they're now willing to really watch you because they are now involved and invested in you. And so they support whatever you do, right? So on this channel, I do have a small core audience. I'll be honest, a very small core audience on here, but I want to build a bigger audience, and I'm not well established on any social media to where I can just be posting random vlogs like I have. Even though I enjoyed doing that, I loved doing that. I just haven't built a bigger audience enough for me just to make vlogs. So I want to have more detailed and direct content on this channel. My purpose is to teach people certain things that I've learned, not as a professional, not as someone who knows, certain things. I like to teach or show people things that I have learned, that I have been taught, that I have experienced. Because I've said this before, it is so soothing to see someone that you can also relate to. Because a lot of times we feel like we are alone and we feel like nobody else understands. And when you see someone that understands you and has also been through what you have been through, it makes things so much easier. So, I wanted to do that. So that's my plan for this channel. If you have any recommendations of the kind of videos you want to see on this channel, let me know as well. It may be something I've never thought of, but let me know. And maybe I'll be able to do that too. All right, bye y'all.
I'm thinking you were made for me.